morning, everyone. It sounds like Times Square subway station. It's great to be here today to usher in this exciting era of expanded cell phone service underground. When I was borough president of the Bronx and leaving office in 2001, the MTA's network was a very different place. Using it was like taking a walk back in time. It was all very early 20th century. Well, that's changing. The very idea that you could use a cell phone underground at that time would have been preposterous. Of course, there were no countdown clocks telling you exactly when your subway was coming. Most New Yorkers did it the old-fashioned way. Looking over the edge, which you shouldn't do, waiting to see the lights coming or the light reflected on the track, or if you were really good, figuring out how the breeze was coming at you. But now, modern technology. Some things haven't changed either. Record Mart's still here. It's very comforting, actually, to people of a certain generation. We didn't also have services like Train Time, Cuckoo, or Bus Time, but we have them today. And there was an MTA.info website, but it certainly didn't have the real-time status of every subway and commuter line in our system. And over the past few years, we've been developing even newer technologies, like on-the-go travel stations, help points, and what I mentioned a moment ago, Bus Time, that are now just beginning to roll out and pay huge dividends for all of our customers. Point is, we've come a long way in 12 years, and cell phone service in 36 stations, with many more coming soon. That's just the latest step forward in our march to bring our transit network up to speed with modern technology that we use in every other aspect of our lives. And it's great to be here today and see it all happening. So thank you for being a very important part of it. Now I have the great pleasure to present to you our present interim executive director of the MTA, but he is the chairman and CEO designate. First-class transit professional. The MTA will continue to be in great hands with Tom Prendergast.
Thank you so much, Freddie. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming. Today, thanks to our partnership with Transit Wireless, we unveil cell phone service here in Times Square, at Lincoln Center, Columbus Circle, Rockefeller Center, for a total of 30 stations system-wide. That's in addition to the 6 stations that already have cell phone service underground. And it's a big deal for the millions of MTA customers who pass through these stations every single day. It means you can check your email, surf the web, or do just about anything you do upstairs while you're waiting for a train. It means you can make cell phone calls on the platform. And perhaps most important, it means that now, at 36 stations and soon system-wide, you can help is just a 911 call away. In fact, today, in one bold stroke, we made our subway system significantly safer and more secure. Overall, this is just one of many ways we're using technology to make our transit network safer and more customer-friendly. In 2011, at 2 of our busiest stations, we introduced help points, high-tech intercoms that instantly connect customers to both information and emergency stations. They're coming to 30 additional stations by the end of this year, and like cell phone service, they will make our subway system safer and more secure. We now have more than 200 working countdown clocks in our subway stations, including the very first countdown clocks on the number 7 line. On-the-go kiosks are coming to 19 stations this summer, in addition to the 4 locations that already have them. These beautiful 46-inch touchscreen displays give customers real-time information about their entire trip, as well as other critical information. Bus Time, which allows customers to simply look at a cell phone to know when the next bus is coming, is up and running for some bus routes in Manhattan and for every bus route in Staten Island and the Bronx. And by this time next year, it will be available for every single bus route in New York City. These are just a few examples of what we're doing to bring new technology to what is one of the older transit systems in the country. The bottom line is, at today's MTA, we're bringing that technology to customers to make the transit system theirs on an everyday basis. And by enabling cell phone service and 911 calls, we're working to make people feel safer, more comfortable, and more in touch with their families. Once again, thank you for coming today, and please enjoy our new cell phone service and connectivity. I'll now turn the floor over to Freddie Farrar.
Thanks so much, Tom. Now, our partner in this enormously important endeavor and extension of service to all of our customers, from Transit Wireless, its CEO, Bill Bain.
Thank you, Freddie. Very, very happy and proud to be here today on the podium with this distinguished group of executives. And last night when we were trying to decide what I should talk about, I thought I would keep it conversational. How did we get to this point? And really it started with the MTA several years ago setting out a vision of connecting riders to wireless technologies for voice, for data, for public safety, and for Wi-Fi. Transit Wireless was awarded the contract, and about 2 years ago, our parent company, Broadcast Australia, comes in and invests a lot of money to help make this become a reality. Little did we know the challenges that we would face. This is really a project of extremes. It's the only transit that operates on a 24/7 basis globally. It's the only transit that it was built in this region over 100 years ago, meaning we have to find ways and means to integrate technology and marry that into a 105-year-old system and provide the kind of wireless quality coverage expected by the carriers around this podium. It's a system that is complex in terms of the environment. It's a system that required customized products. It's a system that required very creative ways to install the equipment without disrupting the millions of passengers that use this network on a 24/7 basis. So we sat down and looked at each other and we said, how are we going to do all this? And really what it comes down to is we could not do it alone. It's really a unique marriage and a very proud partnership between all the organizations represented at the podium today and in this room, from the MTA and New York City Transit, who sometimes only negative stories hit the news. And I said this to Tom before. They have been a tremendous partner to us in every way, shape, and form since we started this project. They guide us through the technology. They guide us through installation. They give us direction on how to manage in the transit environment. Very, very proud to be a part of that organization, and for sure, without them, this would not be a success. We've gotten tremendous support from the City of New York through Do It for our fiber optic franchise, and from agencies like the Department of Transportation to tie our systems together. We've gotten support from our shareholders, who, by the way, bring the financing and the money to make this happen. The employees of Transit Wireless, a small group who've worked 24/7 over the last several months to make this happen. Our suppliers, our contractors, who have brought real innovation and custom products, custom installation techniques to really make this happen. And at the end of the day, I think most importantly is we build this very sophisticated broadband pipe. Without support and commitment from the wireless carriers who bring us as consumers the service, it doesn't happen. T-Mobile and AT&T stepped in from day one and were leaders in this network. And most recently, we've got now Sprint and Verizon who've also agreed to join. So we as consumers who expect connectivity, expect wireless services, expect public safety at our handset, will have that support from all the wireless carriers. In addition, a nice compliment, we have a company called Boingo who administers our Wi-Fi services. So as Tom said, every service that we've come to enjoy and expect above ground will be enjoyed and expected below ground. So I thank all these organizations. I thank the transit. I thank the carriers for investing with us on a very significant level. And I'll leave you with, the future is not only bright, but the future now is also connected. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Bill had alluded to a moment ago the carriers who are also our partners, and we have some extraordinary business leaders here who have seen the wisdom of doing this and work with us every step of the way. From AT&T, Tom DeVito, the Vice President and General Manager for New York and New Jersey.
Thank you, Freddie. Bill, nice work. It's great to be here with all of you today. It's an exciting day for the 8.5 million New Yorkers who take the subway every day, of which I'm one of them. So this is really exciting for us. We did the first 6 platforms, we finished those, and we took a look at what we accomplished, and what we recognized was there's tremendous demand for wireless services underground. It's a great opportunity. It's going to really change the way we commute on subways going forward. Expanding these wireless services on these platforms will help us deliver on our commitment, on AT&T's commitment to provide the fastest, largest breadth of wireless services in the New York metro area. What's more, we believe that will transform the experience, the daily experience of those 8.5 million commuters every day. Just think for a second. Vision this. Imagine you have your device and you're on the platform and you can look to see where your train is in the tunnel and exactly what time it will be there. And you could go check other trains that are coming in at other times. Make your day much more efficient. Or you could commute with your family at home and let them know if the trains are delayed and what time you'll be home. It's a life-changing opportunity. With that in mind, we've jumped ahead. We're working with the MTA and NYU Poly to develop apps to transform the experience on the subways relative to wireless. It's a next generation of transit apps. We already have 250 developers signed up, and we can't wait to see how it's going to change the lives of the 8.5 million New Yorkers every day that ride our subway system in our great city. I want to thank the MTA. I want to thank Transit Wireless and the whole amazing team that pulled this together and got these first 36 done. As you can see today here, the service is spectacular, blazing fast speeds. Thank you very much. It's great to be with you all here today, and we look forward to getting the rest done. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Tom. And next from T-Mobile, another Tom. A bunch of Toms here this morning. Tom Ellefson, the Regional Vice President for Engineering and Operations at T-Mobile.
Thanks, Freddie. Well, Bill, going back a number of years, we were never quite sure this day was going to come, so it's fantastic with all of the effort that we put into to be able to celebrate this. So, anyways, T-Mobile's really very excited to be here today in conjunction with our partners at Transit Wireless and the New York MTA to participate in this announcement of the extension of wireless coverage to 30 additional subway platforms in the New York subway system. Over the past 8 months, T-Mobile customers have enjoyed and extensively utilized wireless services in the initial 6 launch platforms, really truly reinforcing our commitment and support to the overall New York subway program. We have a large customer base here in New York, and the feedback that we got from the initial six platforms has been overwhelmingly positive. We're absolutely thrilled to be launching the next phase of wireless coverage here in the New York subway system in Manhattan, including this extremely busy station in Times Square. T-Mobile is investing billions of dollars to advance our network nationwide, increasing signal strength and capacity, opening up 4G to a broader range of devices, launching LTE nationwide, and we've launched HD voice nationwide as well, which really truly comes in handy in noisy places such as this. Through this project, T-Mobile is extending the fast nationwide 4G network coverage our customers are used to in the New York City subway, where New Yorkers often spend a significant part of their day. Our customers have absolutely embraced the unlimited 4G experience T-Mobile offers, and now they can keep browsing, streaming, and sharing as they go underground. I mentioned earlier that we're launching LTE nationwide in 2013. I often get asked, when are we launching LTE in New York City? Well, I'm happy to say that we'll be launching LTE in the summer of 2013. This is in addition to the 4G service that we launched in 2010, and an additional benefit of the work we've done on this project is that it will extend into the subway when it launches as well. As others have said, wireless in the subway is more than that, though. The public safety benefits of wireless coverage in the subway platforms means that subway riders can immediately call 911 in the event of an emergency, wherever that may be. T-Mobile will continue to partner with Transit Wireless and the MTA and is committed to the ongoing deployment of wireless coverage in the New York subway system and in additional stations. Thank you very much. Thank you, MTA. Thank you, Transit Wireless.
Thank you, Tom. It really does work. To congratulate him personally, because I'm on the Boingo hotspot, from Boingo is Jack Sterngold, its Vice President of Business Development.
Thank you, Freddie. That's Zach Sterngold. But on behalf of the Boingo Wireless team, I'd first like to congratulate Transit Wireless and the MTA on this historic event. It has literally been years in the making, with countless hours of hard work and in many times unrewarded work to get this system done. It's been a very complex environment to work in. And so today, we're very happy to celebrate this event with the launch of 36 stations. We've previously been involved in the first 6 in Chelsea since 2011, and we're very proud to roll out our award-winning service to the additional stations, giving the same level of connectivity and reliability that we have for many years. Very importantly, we're pleased to provide this service free of charge to New Yorkers and visitors alike through the Boingo sponsorship platform. Over the last year, we've had sponsorships from Google, Microsoft, Norwegian Cruise Lines, and today we have HTC sponsoring free Wi-Fi, promoting their HTC One new smartphone. The Boingo platform provides an innovative way for advertisers to connect with New Yorkers through a number of innovative, interactive, and location-based media platforms, including the ability to watch a video, download an app, or promote location-based offers with Google Offers, for example. And whatever the promotion is, we're looking for easy-to-use interaction with consumers with something that everybody wants at the end of the session, which is free Wi-Fi. And with most of us carrying multiple devices, with all the cell networks we have here, Wi-Fi still plays a very important role of connecting consumers. We continue to invest in the network here and expand our service as Transit Wireless and the MTA add new stations. Our team at Boingo looks forward to keeping people connected, introducing new sponsors to New Yorkers, and expanding our service as new stations are added. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Zach. From Sprint, its Regional Director for the Northeast and Public Sector, Michael Radar.
Thank you, Freddie. Oh, good morning. Sprint is very honored to be here today. Sprint is also excited to have the opportunity to partner on this important MTA initiative. And I want to thank Bill from Transit Wireless for what has been a very long and invigorating negotiation, and also the partnership that we've had with MTA through the process as well. Embarking on this journey, together we will take another step forward in bringing advancements in technology to this great city and state. New Yorkers love to use their mobile devices 24/7 to stay connected to friends, loved ones, and business associates. Sprint is thrilled to include the nation's or the country's largest subway system in our network build plans for a new wireless network. A network that will deliver the robust benefits of 3G and 4G LTE service to residents of New York City, commuters, and tourists alike. Most importantly, the aspects of public safety. Sprint's investment in this partnership will provide a reliable network for our police officers, our firefighters, and our emergency medical personnel. Sprint has a long history of supporting public safety, and we are proud to be here today to support this initiative.
to announce our plans to provide reliable and seamless wireless communications in partnership with this initiative. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. This is the very first time that many of us have ever heard negotiation referred to as invigorating. From Verizon, it's New York Metro Regional President Patrick Devlin.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. We're really pleased to be here today. We congratulate the MTA and Transit Wireless. We're very proud to be a part of this endeavor. We believe our customers deserve the best, whether it's above ground or below ground, and we view this as a natural extension to our network. We've invested more than $3 billion here locally in New York Metro to bring America's largest 4G LTE network. Now we're going to go underground and provide those great services and help our customers connect, help our local New York customers connect to that great network. So we're pleased and proud to be here. Congratulations. Thanks a lot.
So now, we'll start Q&A with Bill Baines and with Tom Prendergast. Please come on up.
I'm Catherine from NBC. I was just wondering, we talked to lots of people today who are using their cell phones underground, checking email. They said it was great, but they also were worried about any security issues. What would you say to them to alleviate any concerns about getting hacked? Because you never know with wireless, their device information.
From a network perspective, these organizations to my left and to my right provide the same level of security below ground as they have above ground. So from a network integrity, network design, how we deploy the equipment, it's to the same strict standards that they require above ground. So there are no incremental security concerns whatsoever.
To rob them, or instead of having them in their pockets.
The New York City Transit Bureau, which enforces the rules and provides security in the subway, has met this challenge head on. They want to provide a level of security in the system where people feel as comfortable using these electronic devices underground or on our system, our buses or trains, as they do outside, and they manage to that level. So I think proper care should be taken, as you do with your wallet and things like that, but beyond that, it's something you should use when you use the system.
Tom, how did you determine which stations would get the expanded service?
Eventually, our plans are to roll out to all 277 stations, either with Transit Wireless ourselves or outdoors, but outdoors is the same way it's done elsewhere. It's done on passenger volume, basically. We're trying to prioritize those locations, large station complexes like this, that see over 200,000 people a day. So it's based on basically ridership and usage.
Why is New York's transit system so behind systems in DC, Boston, other, the BART? Why, in terms of providing wireless and cellular access?
This system was built at the turn of the 19th to the 20th century. This particular station was one of those. Technology wasn't even a word back then, and almost everything was done with human labor. So I think Bill explained it very clearly in his opening remarks about one of the challenges you face when you do work with New York City, or we face on our own, is how to incorporate technology in a system that wasn't built for it. So that's why, and any other factor is not only limited finances, but we can argue about whether we carry more passengers than Hong Kong or Japan or, Tokyo or London. But clearly the #1 system in the world with the total number of stations is New York, 468. So a lot of things just take time here. And we also are committed to doing it right rather than doing it fast.
Yeah, if I could add a few comments, just to give you a frame of reference for what we're building, because we did a lot of research in those other systems as well to try to pick the best solution for New York. It's a 105-year-old system. What we're at the end of the day when we build this network,
110.
110. So being complimentary. But at the end of the day, when we deploy this network, just envision that we will have 7,000 antenna connection points throughout the network. We will have 500 RF nodes processing signals. We will have 3,000 to 4,000 Wi-Fi hotspots in this network. We will install roughly 150 miles of fiber optic cable into the stations and throughout the streets of New York, connecting stations back to data centers. Significant infrastructure in a 105-year-old system. If you visit the other systems, they've got 20, 30-foot tubes, they've got big walkway platforms, a lot of them shut down at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're in a system that, being tall, has very short ceilings, very narrow platforms, runs 24/7. So the care we have to take to deploy this has an impact on time, but I can tell you we're going to go from a system that doesn't have coverage to the most advanced system in the world.
Any timeline in place as far as when the other boroughs will see this service?
There's, by definition in our contract, there's 7 phases of construction. This concludes phase 1. All phases will be complete by contract by 2018. We're targeting to complete by 2017. Phase 2 is what we call the Queens phase, which will be Herald Square, Grand Central, out, and all of the underground stations in Queens, targeted to be complete in Q1 next year. And then there will be roughly two phases per year out through 2017.
Yeah, right. 2 questions really. Will you consider recharging stations? And secondly, would you outreach to the community boards to inform the masses about what's going on?
It's our responsibility, MTA, to reach out to community boards on any actions we take in the subway or the bus system, so we'll do that.
Recharging stations? Recharging
stations.
Recharging? I don't understand your question, sir.
So that you can
for the mobile devices.
Oh, no, we have no plans for that.
Yeah.
Question back over there. No plans for that.
Hi, I was just wondering, can you talk a little bit about the cost? And I guess you talked about the going partly by advertising on the devices. Can you explain that?
Well, I'll speak to the cost of the network. Our contract requires us to cover the 277 underground stations. That's roughly 22 million square feet of real estate. We'll invest between $2 and $250 million to do that.
By the way, the unspoken part of your question is, what does it cost the MTA and our customers? Answer, 0.
So to use your cell phone, there is no advertisement. But if you want to use the Wi-Fi system to connect to the SSID, you will typically see an advertisement there. Could be a short video clip or some other action to engage with the sponsor, and then you're connected to the session free of charge.
2 more questions, one here. Yeah. Wait for the mic.
Hi, I understand that you're working in really kind of a harsh environment. You talked about it before, and that you're using state-of-the-art design and simulation technology to design the network. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, we have we do a lot of back office work with very sophisticated modeling tools that helps us lay out the network, model the RF coverage that customers will expect, and that actually gets submitted to the T-Mobile's, AT&T's, Sprint's, and Verizon's for approval before we build the network to make sure that we're covering the consumers correctly. Those modeling tools take out a lot of the guesswork, so when we deploy, we achieve what we've set out to achieve. Behind that, and there's many of our suppliers in the room today, we've had to customize equipment that can take harsh environment, mainly any water ingress or extreme heat in the summertime. These old systems hold heat. We're operating digital electronics, they don't like heat, so we've had to customize the closures to really withstand that environment, and so far we've done that very successfully.
One of the things I'd like to state, which may be obvious to some people, but when you're outdoors and you're free of obstructions, and even as the onset of cell phone service occurred, over the past couple decades, you got the so-called dead spots, and you got the places where, you couldn't hear service. Imagine being underground with all of these physical obstructions that affect what technically is described as wave propagation. So what Bill's talking about is how you can tailor a solution to minimize the capital infrastructure build that you have to make, but ensure that level of coverage. And this is one of the most harshest environments, I think, in the communication spectrum that you'd have to deal with.
Are there any concerns with more Wi-Fi access on cell phones that that could perhaps signal a bomb or anything of that nature?
We work very closely with the Counterterrorist Task Force and New York City Police Department, and any decisions we make on any communication media in the subway are run through those channels.
Great. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.